The council chamber of the Galactic Federation hung suspended in the void between stars, a crystalline structure that had witnessed 10,000 cycles of interstellar diplomacy. Today it would witness something unprecedented. Captain Teresa Kane stood alone on the respondent's platform, her worn military jacket a stark contrast to the shimmering robes of the 7 council members arrayed before her. Behind her, through the transparent floor, 1,000 worlds glittered in the darkness, worlds now forbidden to humanity. Captain Kane, High Arbiter Velshara's voice resonated through the chamber, translated into a dozen languages simultaneously. You have been summoned to answer for humanity's flagrant violation of galactic maritime law. Article 7, subsection 42. Your species has been operating vessels within restricted zones, conducting salvage operations without proper authorization, and most egregiously interfering with protected archaeological sites. Teresa's expression remained neutral, though her jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. She had prepared for this moment during the 3-month journey to the Federation's heart. The Terran vessel, Defiant Wind, under the command of one Vincent Cross, was observed extracting artifacts from the Kepler 442 ruins, continued council member Thex, his crystalline form refracting light in accusatory patterns. These ruins are classified as Grade 1 heritage sites. The penalty for such violations is immediate species quarantine. No human vessel will be permitted beyond your home system for the next century. A century. Teresa felt the weight of that sentence. Humanity had only achieved faster-than-light travel 15 years ago. They were infants among the stars, still learning, still exploring. 100-year quarantine would cripple their expansion, their economy, their very spirit. Do you contest these charges? Velshara asked. No, Teresa replied, her voice clear and steady. Vincent Cross did enter the Kepler 442 system. He did extract materials from the surface. These facts are accurate. A murmur rippled through the observation galleries where representatives from 200 species watched the proceedings. Then you accept the sentence. Vexorlin's tone carried satisfaction. I accept your facts, Teresa said. I do not accept your law. The chamber fell silent. Even the ambient hum of the translation matrices seemed to pause. Explain yourself, Velshara demanded, leaning forward. Teresa took a breath. This was the moment. The Kepler 442 ruins aren't alien. They're human. Impossible. Council member Jacksori interjected. Those structures predate human spaceflight by 4,000 years. Exactly, Teresa said. She pulled a small data crystal from her pocket and held it up. May I present evidence? After a tense pause, Velshara gestured permission. The crystal interfaced with the chamber's systems, and holographic images materialized above Teresa's head. These are DNA samples extracted from organic material found in the Kepler 442 structures. They're human, not similar to human-human. 99.9% genetic match to modern Homo sapiens. The council members exchanged glances, their various forms of communication creating a symphony of confusion. Furthermore, Teresa continued, her voice growing stronger, we've found 17 other sites across the galaxy, all human, all ancient, all predating our recorded history. The hologram shifted, showing world after world marked with coordinates. Whoever we were, whatever happened to us, humanity didn't originate on Earth alone. We were already here, among the stars, long before the Federation existed. This is preposterous, Exelon said, but uncertainty crept into his harmonics. Teresa challenged, your own records show gaps. Systems where ruins exist that match no known species. Genetic markers in extinct populations that resemble human DNA but were dismissed as contamination. You called them mysteries. We call them breadcrumbs leading us home. She walked forward, approaching the council's deisar. Breach of protocol that caused security drones to activate. Vincent Cross didn't violate your heritage sites. He was recovering our heritage. He found medical records in those ruins. Stasis pods. Evidence of a civilization that spanned hundreds of worlds before something we don't know what brought it all crashing down. The few survivors fled to Earth, forgot their past, and started over. Even if this were true, Velshara said slowly, it does not excuse violation of established law. The Federation has maintained order for 10,000 cycles. Teresa interrupted. We know, you've mentioned it repeatedly, but High Arbiter, humanity is older. Our civilization, our first civilization, existed for 15,000 years before its collapse. We didn't ask permission to explore the galaxy the first time. We won't ask permission now. The chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives from dozens of species shouted protests, demands, questions, but Teresa stood unmoved, her eyes locked on Velshara. The High Arbiter raised a limb, and silence gradually returned. You understand what you're claiming? That humanity has precedence over Federation law. I'm claiming that we're coming home, Teresa said quietly. Those ruins contain knowledge. We need medical technologies that could cure diseases. Engineering principles we've forgotten. Historical records that explain who we were. You've classified them as protected sites to study at your leisure. But they're not yours to protect. They're ours to reclaim. And if we refuse to recognize this claim, Jack Sori asked. Teresa smiled, not a friendly expression, but something sharper, more determined. Then you'll have to enforce your quarantine. All 63 colony worlds, the 500 exploration vessels currently operating in Federation space, the mining operations, the research stations, the diplomatic missions. You'll have to round up every human who's decided the galaxy is theirs to explore, and you'll have to convince them to stop. She paused, letting the implications sink in. Humans are many things, High Arbiter. We're curious, stubborn, and we don't respond well to being told where we can't go, especially not when we're being forbidden from our own ancestral homes. Try to enforce this quarantine, and you won't be dealing with violations of maritime law. You'll be dealing with something much more complicated. The silence stretched. Finally, Velshara spoke, her voice carrying a new note of wariness. What exactly are you proposing, Captain Kane? A partnership, Teresa said. Grant humanity co-stewardship of sites with human genetic markers. Let us help excavate, study, and preserve them. In return, we'll follow proper protocols and share our findings with the Federation. And if the Council refuses, Teresa's expression hardened. Then Vincent Cross wasn't the last human who'll be coming for what's ours. He'll just be the first of millions. The Council deliberated for 3 hours. When they reconvened, High Arbiter Velshara's pronouncement would reshape galactic politics for centuries to come. The Federation recognizes humanity's ancestral claim to sites bearing genetic evidence of human habitation. The quarantine is suspended pending establishment of joint research protocols. As Teresa left the chamber, she allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had just reclaimed its birthright not through conquest, but through the simple, stubborn refusal to be told they didn't belong among the stars. After all, they had been there first.